Afternoon, year 11. Just realised I've just done a Puritan Threats video and I realised I've already done one. Don't need to do that one again. What I haven't done though ever is a Catholic Threats video clip. Well, I did one years ago, but it wasn't very good. So I'm just going to do one of these quickly just to get you ready for your exam in just over a week's time. Right, so main thing to remember about the Catholic Threat is that they are mostly from wealthy Catholics in England. All of the Catholic threats that we really get are wealthy Catholic nobles and lords in England. Now, they all centre around this lady here, Mary Queen of Scots. Now, in 1568, she returns to England, having been in Scotland, and she basically returns to England in imprisonment, basically house arrest, which is a nice, warm, comfortable prison. Now, from there, Elizabeth faces a lot of Catholic threats, because obviously while Mary's in England, Catholic lords and nobles in England think this is a really good opportunity to remove the Queen and replace her with a Catholic when I've got a chance. Okay, so the first one is, what this picture down at the bottom all about is the Northern Earls. And they are some Northern Earls. Duke of Norfolk and Westmoreland are the two main ones I remember. And the great plan is to marry Mary Queen of Scots to the Duke of Norfolk and happily ever after. Now, this doesn't really work. They raise an army together, they go up north, they rip up the prayer book in Durham Cathedral. Elizabeth puts a small army together. The Spanish don't turn up to support them and they get defeated. All of the normal Catholics get executed and the lords basically get a pardon from Elizabeth. Okay, now that doesn't stop them there. A couple of years later, we have the Ridolfi plot in 1571. Now, Ridolfi is an Italian banker, and again, his great plan is to put Mary Queen of Scots on the throne, again, marry her off to the Duke of Norfolk, and happily ever after. And this plot obviously involves Spanish forces. Again, all these Catholic plots are very, very similar. Okay, so that one fails. Again, they're executed for treason. Duke of Norfolk finally gets executed, and the Ridolfi plot fails as well. Now, one thing I just forgot to mention is one of the reasons why the Ridolfi plot is perhaps a little bit more serious in 1571 is a year before that we have the Papal Bull. Just move my face out of the way of the Papal Bull. There we go. The Papal Bull is basically the Pope releases a letter or a notice which says basically Elizabeth is a servant of wickedness and that Catholics around the globe can excommunicate and remove her. Okay, so that obviously makes everything that happens after 1570 that little bit more threatening, because it's more likely that Catholics are going to see this as something that they can encourage or get involved in, or something that's right in the eyes of the Pope. Okay, next big Catholic plot is 1583, which is the Throckmorton plot, and that fellow with the nice plate round his neck is Francis Throckmorton. Now that involves France and Spain and the Pope's money, and again the plan is to remove Elizabeth from power with Mary Queen of Scots. Again, it fails. Another common denominator in why it fails is because Walsingham, Elizabeth's chief spy, discovers the plot, just the same as the Ridolfi plot and the Northern Earls plot. Okay. Now, the final plot is in 1586, is the Babington plot, launched by Anti-Babington. Slight difference with this one is messages between Babington and Mary Queen of Scots are hidden in beer barrels in cipher codes. But again, Walsingham discovers this, arrests Mary Queen of Scots. Again, the plan was to replace Elizabeth with Mary Queen of Scots. Surprise, surprise, every plan is exactly the same. Use Spanish forces again. They don't turn up again. So it's very, very similar to the previous one. Now, that leads us to 1587 and the execution of Mary Queen of Scots. We've had all these plots that are around here, all the way around. And finally, in 1587, Elizabeth has enough and signs the death warrant. Didn't really sign the death warrant. She's got to get tricked into it. And then obviously, that is the end of Mary Queen of Scots and the end of the Catholic threats within England. Okay, the only other thing to mention is all the way all this is going on, we've got Catholic threats in the form of recusants who refuse to go to church, who get fines. That's what that little money bag's all about. You also get Jesuit priests arriving in England on a regular basis who are basically trained in France and Belgium, and they come to England and preach Catholicism. Okay, so that is the main Catholic threats that you need to know about. Obviously, there's very strong links between every single one. Every single one wants Mary Queen of Scots on the throne. The Pope and France and Spain are involved in most of the Catholic plots as well. And those are the things really that connect it all together.